brisk out here. It's a November morning. We had a little bonfire last night, and just really enjoyed the cold morning. Got my coffee out here with Sage, and just wanted to talk for a minute about our channel, why we're doing this, and why we garden in Homestead, and just really share our story. So our property is located in Greenbrier, Arkansas. It's right outside of Conway, Arkansas, and we're here on 2.5 acres that we began the search for a little over a year ago. And you know, I have gardened for several years now, and you know, as I began to garden and started seed, and you know, was able to see the fruit of planting a seed and tending to that seed, watching it grow, planting it in the garden, it producing food for my family that I can get, that, you know, nourishes us. It began to put a deep desire in my heart just to be more connected with the land, the rhythms of life in, you know, more rural environments. And so that's, you know, kind of what began my just love for homesteading, gardening, and wanting to be more self-sufficient. But specifically, you know, it's just my wife and I. We do have a dog, Sage. You've probably seen her a lot on the videos that I post on YouTube here. And one thing that we specifically wanted and had vision for was for our future kids to be able to grow up in an environment where it's not video games and, you know, a concrete jungle in the city. We wanted them to be connected to the natural rhythms of life on the farm, being able to, you know, grow our own food, at least to an extent. You know, we want to do meat, chickens in the future. So, you know, we're just in our culture, very disconnected from our food system and supply, but also the reality that, you know, when we eat meat, specifically an animal product, an animal has sacrificed in order for us to, you know, live. And so we just want to be way more connected to that in our lives. You know, the other part of our story is, you know, my dad passed away of cancer when I was in high school. It was a little over 10 years ago. And, you know, I think part of that was probably due to nutrition, the quality of food, lack of certain foods. And so, you know, it's just made me more aware of the food that we eat, that we put in our bodies, but also the way that food was produced, whether that be an animal product on a, you know, concentrated animal feeding operation where they're just fed genetically modified corn, you know, for a lot of their life, or, you know, the difference in that and a cow that was raised and grazed on a diverse set of grasses. It was on grass its entire life. It was a happy cow. It was finished on grass, which is naturally what a cow is meant to eat. So the difference in that meat and the one that's produced in a factory, so to speak, on a CAFO, which is what I said earlier, concentrated animal feeding operation, where it's just fed corn to fatten it up, and it's stressed and its hormone levels are high. The quality of that meat and the way it impacts our health, you know, to me, it's pretty tough to argue that. So really, we're just wanting to be more connected to our food supply. You know, we just built a chicken run for our chicken coop, and we're going to get hens so that we have eggs, and we're just going to continue to grow our garden for food production. And, you know, 100 years ago, people lived on farms. You know, the Industrial Revolution had not happened yet, and, you know, people were way more connected to their food supply. But the biggest thing to me is the skills that it takes to be able to garden and grow food and raise animals. You know, those are skills that take time to learn, and I feel like we've really lost those skills in our culture. Whereas, again, 100 years ago, people had the skills and the ability to be able to produce for themselves. And, you know, I think 2020 was a really good reason why we need to continue to cultivate these skills in our life. Because let's say 2020 COVID-19 was 5 times worse or 10 times worse, and let's say we have immense food shortages and people are scrambling for food, and if that happens again, I want to be able to have the skills and abilities to be able to produce food for my family if I have to. If I do have to go completely off grid, I want to be able to provide for my family, and I feel a calling, so to speak, to be able to do that. So really a lot of this channel is going to be instructional, but it's also going to be me just taking you along in our story and our journey here on our garden and homestead, and as it continues to evolve and progress as we add more animals and plants and things of that nature. But I really appreciate y'all watching, and I look forward to being able to build a community to where we can learn together. And so I want to help you, and if I can help you in any way, please comment below and click that subscribe button beneath this video. It's a big red button. You can also click the bell, and that'll give you notifications when I post new content. Look forward to seeing y'all in the next video.